I don't know that it is possible to play Ekitike and Isak, right, in the same team in any other position that's not a left wing and striker.
I get what you're saying, but make Ekitike no vex. He no get as Isak go play left for him.
So you go back to the Benzema Ronaldo problem at the time. In the end, Ronaldo still played left, but ended up in the striking positions, right? Do we need that kind of ingenuity?
The person who is meant to be the big brother and make the sacrifice is Isak. But how would Isak then decide to do that? You know, be the sacrificial lamb, record signing. He's also looking for records and things like
I'm
that.
telling you, there's a chance, there's a slight chance that Man City might be trying to paper over cracks.
In terms of the result, where do you think it goes? Hello, everybody. Welcome along to Hindsight Podcast studios. Well, not studios, but virtual studios here. And of course, we're looking forward to wrapping up what has been an interesting international break, and of course, starting off with some of the most favorable set of fixtures we've seen in this season's calendar. Man United away at Man City would be a great one to watch, but of course, Chelsea got that 74 count charge, which we're going to speak about just shortly. Barcelona don't have a place to play. Probably they play at the Unicon Stadium, for a change. But there's lots to talk about. There's lots to, share, and there's lots of comments for you to also share with us. And the things that are pretty much on your mind, let us know that as well in the comment section. Thank you very much for keeping it going as far as all the engagements go. We had a very interesting post-Super Eagles episode. Rufai is here to join for a Friday morning. Rufai, what's good? This 74 count charge, like you guys are the next on the chopping board.
You're talking Chelsea.
No, Man City.
No, I mean I'm good. I'm good. And for the last episode, interestingly, it was a network. I didn't really say much about the Super Eagles because I really wanted to go in on every single person involved in that embarrassment that we witnessed. So but I mean the international break is back. I don't know if at some point we get to do like a dedicated episode.
International break is done. Please.
Sorry, club football is back. I don't know if at any point in time we get to do like a dedicated episode for I don't know, the Super Eagles, Nigerian football. I think the people will love to listen to what we holistic view of what obviously everything that has gone wrong. How do we? Because it's always nice to also be able to put out how do we fix it. I've been seeing different thoughts flying around. Disband the same. This one resigned. That one resigned. So yeah, but. Club football being back, obviously the big one in the Premier League, City, United. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to obviously how United would have adjusted from, the win against Burnley, and if they can kick on from there. It's quite important to see if that can be a kickstarter for the season. For Chelsea, it looks like Cole Palmer is still not back yet. So yeah, an interesting weekend ahead, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's funny with international break because the calendar, if you've watched football for at least 10, 15, 20 years, you know that the calendar doesn't change, right? First break comes after the first 3 games. October has another one. November has another one as well. So it's always funny when people are surprised that say how many international breaks. It's always is right there in the calendar. It's right there. But I think it also just shows how much people build their lives, leisure and recreation around football. And I made a tweet one day. I said, look, I don't know why I chose the creative life. Someone said, please, this creative life we chose is for people like us because it creates a lot of value, right? And as funny as that was, it just showed that people like us who create content, and speak up. I don't think, obviously, we're content creators in the end, but I think that we have what we do is more. It's picture a rendezvous every week where we touch base, right? We sit around and we discuss what is interesting to us. That's how I see it, right? And it's incredible and it's really special that what is interesting to us, a lot of people find that interesting as well. So we want to thank you very much indeed for that. I read the comments on YouTube. A lot of people wanting to join the WhatsApp community, channel group rather. Please go on our bios. I asked, our admin to make sure that we have a link tree in all the bios, for YouTube, for Instagram, for TikTok, for X, Twitter, before. So if you click there, you'll find it for sure. I promise you, right? I just want to check on our Spotify listeners that you guys are good with the audio from the virtual recordings. Please let us know the difference in quality, so we can be sure to cater to you as best as possible. So thank you very much for that. Speaking of which, actually, we're having a very robust conversation, myself, Rufai, and Wale, off the back of during the international break. And it was pretty much on YouTube. We have you have a membership
Only.
tag basically.
Oh.
Yeah, only thing. And shout outs to the 7 people who keep paying the 1.5 every month. We've done it for about 2 or 3 months, and there are 7 people who keep paying. So thank you very much for that. But imagine if we had 1,000 people, right, pay 1.5 a month. It would really go a long way to make sure that we take a lot of overhead, from us. This tax economy, this tax revenue driven economy is not smiling. And we would love if let us know what you would be comfortable to pay, right? Because it does something. It does something, right? Anyway, thank you guys very much. So keep sharing, liking, subscribing, and please, let's keep pushing the podcast. We're on 10.2K followers on YouTube. Let's take that to 20K. Honestly, I think it would be great to do that, right? So let's get into all of it, shall we? Let's start off with what I think has been a very good opening 3 weekends of the Premier League. And of course, La Liga as well has also been very interesting. And I just sense that all the new signings need to kick on from here, right? So after the international break, the season honestly really starts, right? You have 18 games before the season reaches halfway point. But I think that September, October, November especially is a very good place to start, padding the points because of the fixture congestion that comes, during the December, fixture schedule. More importantly, the AFCON, right? So let's start with Liverpool, right? Let's start with Liverpool and how their signings have settled in. Let's do a bit of a scorecard, so to speak, right? Everybody knows about Ekitike's fantastic stuff, but I want to speak about how the Isak signing changes the dynamic in the Liverpool team now. Because what I saw was that Ekitike came in, settled in very well, but even he must be thinking now, like, let me see how the manager plays this out. Let me see how Arne Slot manages the entire thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good headache to have. That's the cliche. It's a good headache to have. You bring in a top player like Isak, the goal is to make the team better. If in the process you are able to make individual players better as well, then the team obviously a lot better in the process. But with regards to the dynamics of the team from here on out, I just feel like it gives Slot a lot more option. For example, Verts, for example, I think the Isak transfer possibly does something for Verts, not just Ekitike, because you look at the fact that Verts has come in, it feels like he hasn't immediately hit the ground running, right? He's had some below par performances. I mean, and it's just 3 games into the season, but it feels like he hasn't hit the ground running. So when you consider the fact that Ekitike is the kind of striker that can play as a second striker as well, so it maybe gives Slots another option to say, you know what, let's take Verts out of the
Firing line.
Just a bit. Maybe come in the second half of a game. Let's see if we can shuffle something, and maybe that can help him. The physical side of the game, what he has struggled most with. Liverpool as well. If you play an Ekitike just behind Isak, I think it is just formidable because the physical side of it, maybe you don't lose that the same way it happened. And then Ekitike, I think, can play left as well.
I don't know that it is possible to play Ekitike and Isak, right, in the same team in any other position that's not a left wing and striker, right? And I think that if you looked at the the dynamics of the both players, I think that Isak is the kind of guy that you are more likely to shift to the left wing than in terms of skill sets, right? Pace and power. I think that Ekitike has, I think he has okay pace, but I don't think he has the power to play on the left wing because a lot of people realize that left wing is a
Isak
very
did that
ten.
towards the end of last season.
Sorry.
Isak did that towards the end of last season.
Oh, right. So I think that's very important to say that, right? But Wole has a different opinion.
You be no vex. It's important, but I agree with you. I get what you're saying. But make Ekitike no vex. He don't get as Isak will go play left for him. He will have to find a way. You don't get. Maybe you use Ekitike as an inside left, or so. You don't get as Isak will play left for him.
So you go back to the Benzema Ronaldo problem at the time, right?
Yeah.
And Real Madrid, right? In the end, Ronaldo still played left, but ended up in the striking positions, right? Do we need that kind of ingenuity, do you understand, to solve the problem? Because I don't know that you can sign a player for that amount of money, right? And he's on the bench. I don't know, but
so the thing is that I understand Rufai's point is valid because the person who is meant to be the big brother and make the sacrifice is Isak. But how would Isak then decide to do that? Be the sacrificial lamb, record signing. He's also looking for records and things like that.
I'm telling you.
Because so that's the issue. For me, I feel what would eventually happen is, and thankfully we had the right back issue before the international break. What will happen is that Szoboszlai maintains his position.
No, Szoboszlai is playing right back for the season. Baba, see.
Yes.
You know when God does solve your problem for you, right? When God brings out the situation that solves the problem, I think that the guy has an incredible engine. I don't know if you saw a video where they highlighted him.
He does.
He was a right back, right? He run. Team they make move. He run, go reach front. The move didn't materialize. He ran back again.
Yeah.
You get it? Yeah. That's why I say that. So for me in a team, I like players. You see those Western Europe, all those Hungary, Slovenia, Armenia. I like players from that region. You get it? You can find players that they don't have ego.
That once in a while, don't be every time. That once in a while.
Don't be every time. You get it? But you remember the time we had Ada Turan, top player, right? Mkhitaryan, top player from that time. So yeah, anyway, just to sidetrack.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like we would switch to a back three and have Kekes and Szoboszlai play as fullbacks. That way you can accommodate, because I feel, see the issue of the team, right? The issue of the team is Florian Wirtz. If you take out Wirtz from the team is okay.
With Isak and Ekitike together.
Yes. The team is okay.
That's what I said. That could work. I said that.
No, but you can't play Isak, and I don't know that Isak and Ekitike can play, because if you are saying that the problem of Florian Wirtz in the team is that he cannot cope with the defensive work, you get, because essentially you have to recognize that Gravenberch is a good player, but he's not the most sound defensively. His defensive role is sort of like the Busquets defensive role. He's not a shin kicker. He's not a destroyer. He's not an enforcer. He's more a build-up progressor, that kind of thing, right? So that means that your number 10 has to be a guy that is ready to put in the shift as well to buffer that midfield, right? So if you're complaining that Florian Wirtz is defensively deficient, then Ekitike will have the same problem. Do you understand?
Not if you have Szoboszlai. What I'm saying is that once you have Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister in the team, I don't care how you want to line them up.
So I'm looking at Liverpool's team against Newcastle, right? The midfield is Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, and Florian Wirtz, right? One thing I've seen is that this guy will change the system. Slot will change that system.
No, McAllister was at the time. You know what I think?
McAllister wasn't fit.
You know what I think he can do? I don't think he would outrightly go, oh, we now play 3 at the back as rest defense and everything. I think he will still play his 4-2-3-1. But in this case, he would then
In
revert to
position, in
what a lot of
possession,
teams do, build up with a 3. So you can either
in
invert
possession.
your either invert your goals line, so you can what's the word? Overload your midfield. Your goals line. So I think that's what he would do eventually.
Yeah, yeah. Because against Arsenal as well, I'm looking at the lineup as well. The lineup was pretty. I mean, we all know the lineup. It wasn't too far. It wasn't too far away. But just for the sake of clarity, it was same thing, same formation. It was McAllister, Gravenberch. I think that's his preferred. I think that's his preferred midfield base, right?
Okay.
McAllister, Gravenberch, right? So if essentially, Gakpo for me gives you something on that left side, right? He might not be a starter for all the games, but I think we'll see a situation where potentially, Ekitike and Isak play, right? But there will be a floater across. So Isak can float to the left. Gravenberch can, Viz can float to the left as well. Where what I just think that's what's going to happen. They're going to shoehorn somebody to the team, right? You know, they go shoehorn somebody to the team. But again, we might make it a problem out of nothing because don't forget, games plenty. Liverpool can play easily. Liverpool can easily play 60 games this season.
Games,
Oh,
yeah, 65, yeah, yeah.
You get
Yeah,
and
65
is going
games.
to the Nations Cup.
No,
No,
Nations Cup, how?
Sweden.
No, in my mind, it's from Eritrea. Honestly, like I never remember that it's from Sweden. I never remember. You get right.
Him, Gyökeres, and Elanga, they are together there.
They ask Yohan Wissa during this. They ask and say, tell us where you're from. He's from France.
Yeah,
From France.
What kind of identity crisis is this, my God? You know.
no, make I know first. It take to cure identity crisis. It take go. At least he played for DR first. So that's a start.
He plays for where?
He plays for Congo now,
DR Congo.
Yeah, he plays for DR Congo. Like, that's where you're from.
That's what I'm saying now. It's a start. You know, it takes
so why
a
say you're
while.
from France? Why say that? You know, anyway. So yeah, keep an eye on this. Any more thoughts on this Liverpool's formation thing? I think that somebody will be shoehorned into the team. And
Yeah.
but I just believe that they'll sort it out.
I
Go
think
ahead.
we'll do our permutations, what we think would happen, you know, but ultimately we all want to see how the manager would handle it, you know. He's going to be able to bring the best out of both of them. So at the end of the day, we can, you know, set it up how we see it in terms of like this is how we can work. But the ultimate challenge is as Slot get both of them firing. And if they do get both of them firing, the league has to be well of Liverpool.
So Liverpool keeps saying the briefing is that they wanted both of them, but I don't believe it. Right? I think, and I want to find out what you guys think as well. I think that Isak Ekitike signing is circumstantial, right? It was more than hedging against the Naira, right? So because I don't know that a club can decide to create a problem for themselves, especially with such huge wages. Now it's a different ballgame if Isak is the target, right? £100 million plus signing. And Ekitike becomes available for something in the region of 40, 35 million pounds, right? And it's pressing to leave. And you say, you know what? This is a bargain, let's do it. It's a different ballgame when you have spent 80 here, 130 here. Those are two monumental signings, right? So I kind of feel like it is almost like we find ourselves here and ultimately we have the money to spend, but it wasn't a deliberate, let's get both two strikers. Because again, if you go back to how Liverpool had the strikers, they had Darwin Núñez, they had Jota, right? They had who else did they have? Núñez and Jota and Diaz.
No.
Those three players, you can't say that one person deserves to play ahead of the other. They are all like similar on the spectrum. So easy to say, you know what, Baba sit down for bench first. Do you understand? But it's done different with Ekitike and because Ekitike was counted by everybody. Everybody wanted him. So now guy will say he wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? I want to play at the World Cup. So January, can I if you agitate, basically.
No. I see what you mean. I see what you mean because Ekitike and Isak, if you play both of them together in a team, they look like the type of players that would want to occupy the same positions because of their skill sets, because of how they love to play.
Provide
Coming
audio
to the
is going
midfield,
out. Yeah. Can you hear him properly?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Go
Can
ahead,
you hear
go
me?
ahead, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm
Go
saying,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you know,
Yeah, we can hear you. Can hear you.
I get what you mean. You mean in the sense that Ekitike and Isak they both look like players that if you play them together, they want to occupy the same positions. They want to be in the same places. You know, drop deep, take the ball, drift, go wide, run the channels. You know, however, so in that regard, I can understand what you mean by no team would want to create that type of problem for themselves. And also when you consider the names that you mentioned that they had before, these are players that gave them different, you know, skill sets coming into the team. Darwin Nunes, completely different from Diogo Jota, completely different from, you know, Luis Diaz that loves to play from the left. So now it doesn't seem rational to then go and get two players, very expensive, that seem to have similar skill sets. However, I'm looking at Liverpool, just to play devil's advocate. I'm looking at Liverpool and I'm thinking they've gone into that transfer window with the mindset of, we're here, we have won the league. We will do everything possible to make sure we do not drop to second. Immediately the season ended, they gave Van Dijk a new contract. They gave Mo Salah a new contract, right? They saw the people that they felt like, you know what, you guys are not delivering as much as we want. And then they've gone into the market and they've gone, this Isak situation, this is one instance that I think might have happened. This Isak situation might drag for longer than we want. However, what happened with Diogo Jota has happened. Was sold Luis Diaz, was sold Darwin Nunes. We need a striker. We're going to bring in Ekitike, who is similar to the Isak that we want. We're going to start this thing. Look, if the season ends and they win the league, they're going to tell you our decisions have been justified. Ekitike came in, first 2 games of the season, he scored goals. We started the season well, 6 points, whatever, you know. And here we are. Isak has scored everything he has scored later on in the season. I have won the league. So I'm thinking Liverpool went in the window thinking we're going to do everything we have to do to remain where we are and to retain the league. So they were very, very ambitious in the market. So maybe that played on their thinking in terms of like, yeah, we'll get Ekitike and then we'll get Isak. You know, it makes the team better. You know, something like that.
Yeah. Well, do you catch everything Rufai said? Because he's kind of like bleeping on my head.
Yeah, I did. But I think that you guys are also, because Florian Wirtz also, you see those spaces you are talking about that they like to occupy, those are the spaces he also likes to occupy. So for me, I don't understand why you have gone big on him, right? Now, you went big on him, then the Jota thing happened. You went in on Isak, on Ekitike. I don't think we thought that we could get Isak. I think even if we thought he
That's
wanted
my
to
most
leave, we
likely.
didn't think that.
That's my most likely.
Yeah. I don't think that Newcastle, we thought that Newcastle were going to sell. I don't think so.
They're thinking this thing might drag on to next year. But let's establish our interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then also, on the other hand,
that there's no way Isak moves.
Yeah.
That's
but on the other hand, Salah most likely is leaving next season. So I feel we want to replace those goals, you know, and try to see how the team can function while he's still there, right? So that when he leaves, the impact is not so much. But for me, I don't know how we want to incorporate these 3 players into the team and still maintain that intensity, you know, that we have. That's a very big problem.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with, speaking of other time, I'm very impressed with Kerikis. Right. Very impressed with him. I don't know if we talk about replacing players in a team. I think in a long time, I've not seen a perfect replacement like for like than that one.
Yeah.
Kerikis and Robertson. It's the same exact. It's a mirror image. Like, you know, Spider-Man image. Like, it's the same thing. Because I was so impressed with him at the Arsenal game.
Everything.
Bro, top balance, man. Top balance.
Even the height.
Everything, bro. Everything, bro. It's like, I know they say Liverpool has a very, very robust recruitment data, analytics, and everything like that, but they couldn't have been better proof of that. Do you get than that signing? So I'm very impressed with that. But I think Liverpool have started the season strongest. You know, they haven't blown out, like they haven't blown teams away in results, but in terms of identity, assuredness of what we're doing, right? The mentality of the team. I think they are the most like I think you can watch them knowing that these people go find ways to score this goal, Sha. You get they go score this goal, go win.
I want to disagree. You know why I disagree? I disagree because the Bournemouth and the Newcastle game could have gone.
That's the thing.
Could have just gone
That's
south.
what it always be.
That's what I'm saying.
Always be.
Bro,
That's what
no.
it always be.
You can't get away playing like that all the time. I feel for me, Chelsea have had a better start this season.
Let me tell you.
Chelsea have had a better start this season.
Let me tell you.
In terms
First
of solidity.
Wait, Wally. Let me tell you. See, you have 9 points. You're unbeaten. 100%.
Rufai, just checking if something covering your microphone because it feels like I can hear you and I can't hear you again.
There's nothing now.
Go ahead. Listen, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can hear you.
So,
just like every 5 seconds it goes out and comes back in. But go for it.
Okay, so maybe what I'll do is when I'm done talking, I will leave and join again. So it's you have 9 points first of all. So on that basis, you've had the best start to the season. That's number one. Number two is that you have played Newcastle and you have played Arsenal. Have you? Yes, you have played Arsenal and you have played Newcastle. The Chelsea that you're talking about, the most difficult game we have played is Crystal Palace, start of the season. Very difficult game. We've played, after Crystal Palace, we played a Fulham. Difficult game too, but you know, VAR said it will turn up for you today. Which other game is that? West Ham, exactly. So you played 2 very difficult games, in my opinion, and you have won it. See, I've been saying this thing multiple times about the experience in the team. You know, yes, the weaknesses in the Liverpool team is where everybody can see it. Oh, the midfield is not so strong. Oh, the defense. Oh, Konate messes up sometimes. Everybody can see it. But it is, for example, in the Newcastle game, he went to 2-2. Yes, it doesn't speak well that Newcastle had a red card and then they scored and then they came back to 2-2. But the moment they did 2-2, Liverpool took it up a notch and then scored 3-2. It was just which I was speaking to Ibaka. He was telling me, was he yesterday or 2 days ago, that Liverpool had how many national team captain in the team. And the moment he mentioned that, he went back to the Chelsea of old, where you had Michael Ballack that was captain of, Germany. You had John Terry, captain of England. You had Mikel, in Nigeria. You had Didier Drogba, Cameroon. You had Jeremy, Ivory Coast. At some point, so there is something that those level of experience, there's something it does in the team. When you get hit, it doesn't sink you. You are able to go again. You are able to come back up again. And I've been saying this for a while. When we played you guys in the Carabao Cup final, I said it. If you didn't have Salah and Van Dijk in that team, there is no way you win that game. So these things play a big role, a really big role in my opinion.
Well, I think you have a point. We played difficult games. I think we played, but I just think that we can't. And Carragher had an important interview with Slot after the game against Newcastle, and he was like, "This is how he wants the team to be playing." So I don't know how he wants to sustain it, but I mean, we'll see.
I think the most important thing for me is let's not forget, right, that Liverpool season is just starting, and when the season just starts, right, there are going to be teething problems, right? And once the team adjusts to those teething problems, like we were speaking about, where this guy plays, where this guy doesn't play, because this guy is a new player, these are his strengths. Don't forget, the team is still trying to understand Phil Rivers as well. He's still trying to understand the team as well. Same thing with Ekitike, same thing with Kerrigan. So I feel like to still find ways to up the tempo and win in those games are very testament to the dressing room culture, right? Because when the 90 minutes whistle blew, we will be the winners on this pitch. For me, that's the most important thing, right?
That's a good
so
point.
It cannot be, for me, too we can't speak too much into it because what we're seeing, the manager is seeing as well. The players know as well. But I think that the most important thing is that if the team knows that our job is to defend this title, irrespective of the systems and deficiencies, the moments we win the games. And if you have more moments, if you have more players thinking about we need to win the game, I think that overcomes the system. That's just for me the most important thing. It's more important
I
than the
agree.
system. It's more important than the deficiency. It's more important than if your players are willing to put in the effort, right? You might see the problems, but you can't solve it. But you can't break them down, right? So
I
I
agree.
mean, everything in
I
the
agree
end is
because
high
I
risk,
mean,
high reward.
yeah. If you look at the
Yeah.
Arsenal game, for instance, how the team was able to adjust to defend those corners.
Yep.
Because Arsenal had like 8 or 9, and
They
we
were not
conceded a lot
dangerous
of
at
goals.
all.
Yeah. So I think I get your point now. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
that's what I always say. It's not about the systems are important for structure, right? So people don't go away. But ultimately, that culture is very important. I think Liverpool have that. That's why I feel like for me, not in terms of results and blowing teams away, but I think they've had the best start to the season. Don't forget, Chelsea have played Crystal Palace. They played
Fulham and West,
they play Fulham and
Fulham and
West Ham.
West Ham.
With all due respect to those teams, they are not Newcastle, they are not Arsenal.
Yeah,
So,
Arsenal.
in
Yeah.
my assessment, Liverpool have had the best start of all the teams to the season, right? I think Rufai is having that problem again. Let's pick up. Let's go to the Manchester Derby, and I think that from a United perspective, I'm never worried about. It was only under Ten Hag that I became worried about the derby. Because Ole, for example, was Ole they use hand the touch man is constant. I'm never worried about United's performance for the big games. I haven't been for a long time. The big games, United always find a way to show up, right?
Yeah.
Against Liverpool, against Man City, against Arsenal. Arsenal last
Even
season, for
against
example.
Arsenal. Yeah.
Arsenal, for example, last season, it was
Set piece.
it was set piece, right?
Yeah.
So again,
This season.
same
This
thing this
season
season
too.
as well, right? So I'm never worried about the big games. I know the team will raise their level, right? So to that effect, I just want to see the decisions that Amorim is going to make. For example, the goalkeeper, right? I saw an interesting stat, right? Onana might be playing against Ederson this weekend in the Turkish league, right? Because Fenerbahce are playing Trabzonspor.
Trabzonspor.
And this just side note. In this life, go where you are loved and appreciated. My brother.
Yeah.
Did you see the World Cup they gave Onana?
Private jet.
Is it that people don't see the videos online?
You don't go where you are loved. You don't go where you are loved. Why you don't go love out?
Bro, did you see the video the World Cup for Anthony at Sociedad?
But Betis.
Betis. I said, Jesus Christ. What kind of...
I thought they said that deal was going to break down.
Which deal is that?
It broke down, then it picked up again.
The
Anthony deal now. Anthony deal was
God
off.
Illuminati.
It was off.
When God
came back.
Illuminati, when God stands with you.
Bro. This guy.
when you're a child of God.
I see. Here we go. Martial to where me that. I run go Biola Kazi I run go Biola Kazi pay straight.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was there now. He was there. Of course, he was there. Let me send you the screenshot.
He post something.
Yes, now make I send you screenshot.
Biola they miss. Yeah, there are some things that are sure. When Rashford get bad game like this, just come for Biola page. Rashford, Martial, only as a side only like this. Just check Biola page.
I'm telling you. As I see here we go, I say no. I shall be there. I don't go there. He said he end out with no amount of suffering justifies. He said they call themselves partialists.
Bro,
I don't put that for check group UB.
I've seen it here. One of our followers on this show, right? Mr. Ferguson, Now why he know they follow me talk about my Man U because he was Martial FC. You get? He said,
right.
he said full Martial FC. He said that's a top player. One thing. And they look up. You get? You know. The other say United fans tore down their club because this clown was not happy. Zlatan took his number, right? He said no suffering is sufficient for such idiocy, and I agree, right?
Bro.
They say ask Sesko one number we want. Say one number one thing. He say where the one that's available. What are we talking about? Number? What's number?
It's an unserious, very unserious. And at the time, people were making excuses for it. You take number from him, he won't be happy. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on,
bro? So anyway,
I beg.
what do you make of the goalkeeper? Let's start with Man City's goalkeeper thingy, right? Again, you go back to the Isak. And the history say Trafford didn't know that Man City were going to look for another goalkeeper, right? Since Man City, under Pep, they have won like 8 goalkeepers already. I'm kidding, obviously, right? But remember, he came with this guy when he came to England. He came with this guy. What's his name? Bravo. You don't reach 6 months. Yeah. Bravo, get out.
Yes.
You get right. But this one is a very, very is a change in culture for me, because if Luis Enrique doesn't want Donnarumma, who is, in my opinion, top 3 best goalkeepers in the world, right? As far as what the goalkeeper should do, if he doesn't want him in the club, that means it's because of the play with the feet thing, right?
No, it's power play. No, it's power play.
No, now which kind of power play now?
No, it's power play.
What do you mean power play, Wally?
Also, Donnarumma didn't want to sign a new contract.
No.
He wanted to stay. No. Donnarumma wanted to stay. He wanted to reduce his wages to stay safe.
What I have seen is that Donnarumma wanted to reduce his wages to stay, right?
Yes.
And he put out a statement to that effect. And you don't put out that kind of statement, that detail, if it's not true.
Yes. Fact.
Right? Fact. Because why I say that is because the club can decide to go and put out their own, receipts. So I think that the fact that he put out that statement was like, make I even show and say, no, be me, right?
Yeah.
In a last attempt to see if anything would happen. So I would stick with Donnarumma's story in this regard, because it's not ambiguous. It was as detailed as possible. Now, what that tells me is that when I watched Donnarumma for last season, and of course, I don't think that I saw a deficiency in his building from the back. I don't know if anybody saw different, but when I watched him, I thought that he was doing what any goalkeeper in that team should do.
Yeah, they don't engage him as much, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. So what I would say is that the team first of all do not engage Donnarumma a lot once they start to play.
Yeah.
And this PSG as well. This is why they are on Enrique's side. When they find the opportunity, they are very vertical too. They go bam, 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 forward, quick transition when they find the opportunity. So they don't engage Donnarumma a lot, right? But I suspect that even though Donnarumma is, like you said, top 3 in the world right now, Donnarumma had a time as well where he felt like he don't lose the goalkeeping skills. There was one time he dropped form.
Yeah, but that wasn't for long.
No. Yeah,
it was for long. It was a considerable period, bro.
It was. I'm saying, there was a time everybody knew. In fact, I think there was one time we had a conversation where they talked about Donnarumma to Man. You say, no way, I beg. You understand?
When Donnarumma moved from AC Milan, he was a child prodigy. He was like, want to be the best thing in the world, right? When he moved to PSG, he was thinking the place out, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were playing the Madrid keeper.
Yeah.
What's his name?
They were playing Navas ahead of him for a long time.
Exactly. So I think it could be a combination of Enrique going, he can't play out from the feet. I want a little bit of more control. And maybe Enrique still thinking, even the goalkeeping, it be like saying, I just contract they play for. I don't think he's there yet. Maybe it's a combination of both, And I feel like with Man City, I'm not sure, except maybe they signed Donnarumma thinking Pep is off next season. We're changing our style a little bit. Maybe that's the reason. If not, Trafford as well is a very good goalkeeper. Aside from who I can play, because I've seen some of their games. I saw the game against Brighton. That game, Brighton won 2-1. It could have been like 3-1 or 4-1. Trafford can keep. But playing out from the back, he's a very, very young goalkeeper. Coming to the Premier League with Man City, he's going to be flustered at the beginning. He's going to be he won't be able to handle the pressure at the beginning. So I don't know the purpose of the Donnarumma transfer. Honestly, I don't. So maybe it's the first one. Oh, Pep is leaving. We're changing. The kind of players we're buying might not necessarily need us to total football like Pep would want. So possibly, if not, I struggle because I think they've got a good goalkeeper in Trafford.
Yeah, because I look at the transfer, right? And I feel like it's one of the same thing with Isak. Like, we bought Trafford, then suddenly this guy became available. And we're like, Trafford, bless you, let the shake. Let's get somebody else, right? So I kind of I'm stuck between is that a Pep driven signing or what's his name? The new guy in charge. The new guy, the guy that was at Lisbon. There was a guy at Lisbon who's in charge now at Man City.
Yes.
You know, I'm actually thinking about a more transitional period because I don't know, man. Because again, Newcastle wanted to sign Trafford, right? Yeah. He was on the list of a lot of top clubs in the Premier League, right? Because he's a top goalkeeper. Well, not a top goalkeeper, but like he is on the rise.
He's on the rise, and you know another thing, There's a chance. There's a slight chance that Man City might be trying to paper over cracks. You see, the golden era, when I mean golden era, I mean the players. They're gone. So there are a lot of cracks in the team now that are now evident. You have gone to play Brighton, you looked ordinary. You played in the start of the season, you looked ordinary. There's a chance they might be trying to paper over cracks, the same way every top team would do when a golden era ends. So you want to quickly answer, no, we can't drop. We have to be able to come. So let's get this experienced player. Let's get this guy get this guy. And it almost never ends well.
Yeah.
Almost never. So there's a chance that might be what they're doing as well.
Because you might be right. Because again, people always say that you be the fine way to bring money inside everything. But I think that in terms of in terms of no, I'll explain why, right? In terms of a club struggling, right? I think that United have gone through all the phases of like the blueprint of mismanagement and the blueprint of so I always go back to when there's a cultural problem. I think that's those scenarios are best seen in United struggles. When there is a recruitment problem, those scenarios are again best seen in United struggles, right? When there is a managerial, so I always go to United because United have a very good sample size over 10 years. So forgive me, right? But again,
problem you can say, let's not do that.
Yeah. But again, I always say this, right? One of five might be right is when United started going through these problems, we're signing anything that was available, right? They say Schweinsteiger is available. Please get him in.
Bring him.
That's a top.
Yeah.
You haven't watched Schweinsteiger. Get him in. Please.
I want everything. Bring him.
You're like, it says Schneiderlin is available. Please get him in. He's a Premier League proven player. You don't say, fuck out, please. Join us. You get, So, Marcos Rojo, Eric Bailly, bro, we sign everybody, bro. Do you understand? So I always go back and say, like, look, this is there potential? Sanchez, say, Arsenal, there's a reason Man City must be good for this guy. Please,
I'm telling you.
How much does he want? Give it to him. Bring him in. So, Five might be right there because if you look at the trajectory of Man City signings, obviously we're football fans, so we don't know the inside. But there's a lack of, for me, coherence in it. Reinders, Cherky, it's a bit. These are not what you would say.
Even worse was the January transfer, like Nico Gonzalez,
Savinho,
then Victor Reis. Like,
let me tell you,
bro.
You know the one that's even most evident. You see that Ryan Check? He's the most non-Pep Guardiola player. Of course he's very skillful.
Yeah,
He's very
yeah.
talented, but he's the most non-Pep Guardiola player. The guy doesn't do. He
And
does
and, and, and
zilch
for him too,
off the ball.
for him, he just saw Grealish struggle. So I don't even know why he went there.
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, Pep now
Exactly.
is Man City. You answer now.
You get so that's why Rufai might be on something. You get so let's keep an eye on that. But if you're Amorim, right, what do you do with the goalkeeper? Like,
In my opinion, I think it depends on who and what the kid is. You know, if the kid, it depends on the level the kid is before you are signing. You know, how many games has he played at the top level? How many? Because there are some players that you sign, and you can tell that mentally they are ready. Mentally they are there. You know, you can tell. You can tell. So if that is the case, it's Man City. It's against Man City. You possibly have to stick with Bayinda because it's Man City. You don't want to throw a new guy in
Yeah,
there.
because you can crush him, bro. You can
Yeah,
crush him,
you can.
bro. I
And he's a
beg.
kid as well.
I think that
Bro,
for
it's
any
Haaland,
goalkeeper, right?
though. Haaland, though.
You get for me, for any goalkeeper, right? You come into United's team. I think Amorim made a very important comment. He said, in this moment in time, it is very difficult to be a Man United goalkeeper. In this moment in time.
Yeah.
Right. And that comment is instructive because it's not about the individual. It's about the role.
No.
So it's like what we say, the office of the president, that kind of thing. At this moment in time, you can put any goalkeeper there, and I dare say they might struggle. Right. I dare say,
Yeah.
I'm not for sure, let alone a 22-year-old who's coming from Anderlecht, Antwerp, right? So for me, I see people clamoring. They say, throw him in there. No, don't throw him in.
No.
Don't
Again-
let Bayinda. Because again, Bayinda is not damaged goods, but at least he don't see how they go. You get not see how they go.
Alan will just Alan will say Alan will like this.
Say, that Haaland, you see, they say
Why-
Norway are on the verge of qualifying to the World Cup. And it's purely because of Haaland's goals. Bro.
Yeah.
People don't realize how important it is to have a goal scorer in the team. God. Like, come what me.
See,
Haaland will score 25 goals this season.
That's the actual paper over cracks for Man City, bro.
Yeah,
No,
that-
if
If
not,
Haaland was
Haaland-
in that Man City,
if Haaland
if Haaland was in that Man City,
if Haaland was not Man City, they don't happen.
Bro.
wait, you know the way POP, you know the way POP they walk. Why is this more crack for you? Can it be Haaland? Haaland,
Bro.
POP everywhere for that man.
Bro, POP, like potty, everywhere potty. Because I don't
telling
know
you.
that. Anyway, so but in terms of the result, where do you think it goes?
They have injuries. I just posted it on the group now. They have
Yeah,
quite
I've
a
seen
number of
injuries,
injuries.
yeah.
Mamouche got injured for Egypt. Yeah, so I think United always have an upper hand in this kind of games. Might be a United win or a draw.
So
I don't see City winning.
I honestly think I would have gone with a draw, but City have a lot of injuries, right? And with how United is set up now, if United find a way, because with how United play now, they will start the game the better side, right? With how they play now, because that's what they do: quick transition, boom, boom, boom. So
Can you
if they
see
find a way to get those early
Price
goals.
phone is overeating. Maybe it's overeating again.
Yeah.
No.
something
Can
like
you
that.
hear me?
Because me, I was hearing him and going out. So I just hope that in the post production, it's not.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can't see your video. Your video is off. Yeah, it's back.
Wow.
Yeah, back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I was saying that I would have said a draw, most likely, but with how United play now, right? They're gonna get a lot of chances early on. If they're able to get early goals with those chances, I expect that City have a lot of injuries, offer as threats as they would naturally do. So possibly, I think United will win.
I don't think you saw the stats, right? United are obviously that stuff has been flying around. And all the metrics, right, for, play, open play, chance created,
top,
United are like one or two, number one or two. And not to harp on the thing too much, because that's something that Arsenal fans do a lot. Say, this is something, you see where we are here. But I think that for me, it is the perfect response to the system conversation, right? And I was telling Wale when you were off the call that I don't think that it's very important to speak about, of course, we speak about the formation and everything like that. Well, that's a guy. But for me, it's an indicator that the team is doing some of the right things, right? And if it works, it would look so good, right? Aside Barcelona and Real Madrid, United have the most chances created in the entire Europe, right? So just imagine United have a player like Salah or Haaland in that team.
Yeah.
We're having a different conversation entirely. Then, of course, a lot of United problems have come from the goalkeeper. So I agree with Rufai. I think United might have a win there. I look at that game and I'm not worried one bit.
Yeah.
Like I just think about the game. I'm like, if United play at the level they play Arsenal, they win the game. So for me, it's more effort than anything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's what I think. But let's talk about Chelsea's this Chelsea's 74 count charge, right? What is for me? I keep doubting the rationale. They said justice denied, justice delayed, justice denied. I think that, especially in football, I don't see the point, right, in revisiting unnecessarily old cases. Like the football has moved on from 2009 to 2011 or whatever it is. What is the point of bringing that up? Obviously, you can say, you know what, it's still the same institution, so it's a continuum, and I agree with that. But I strongly think that for cases like that, just come out with a straight fine. Come out with we found XYZ breaches between 09 to 011, and knowing that, of course, it's the same Chelsea, so we have to make sure that, we set a template here. Come out with a straight fine, right? Don't let it hang over the club and
I think
become a big talking point.
Yeah.
Everybody's speaking about it. Because it's not this administration. Jigga, it's not this guy. So
interesting thing,
find them the amount of money and keep it moving.
Yeah. The interesting thing, can you guys hear me?
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that I mentioned it, I think it was a year or 2 years ago, where I said, the new owners, they self-reported, they set aside 100 million in case they get fined. So I'm wondering why the FA, when I don't catch this thing on ourselves, they call report to and say, I see waiting with you. All this while, how many years ago? You are now still saying, 74 charges.
They come out still for five. Come out still for leg straight. The young come off.
I think the podcast I sent to you, the latest fan debate by Overlap, there was a guy that raised the point about
they don't start this reconnecting thing again.
The guy was like, the current top six are very lucky because they are well protected. That is just unfortunate that the other teams, were not at the right place at the right time when those teams took off. Because the top teams can spend money, they can do whatever they like, and it's almost like there's a protection. If another team tries it, they don't get the same treatment. And unfortunately for teams like Newcastle, they can't even try to spend their way into becoming a big team anymore. But why are the current top six doing it and getting away with it?
No, because so it's a valid argument, but it's also a factor of, when rules never did, it's like a Nigerian problem as well, right? They say old money. When old money they gather their money, now I think everybody take the money.
Military,
you understand?
Yeah, during military regime, when did they steal money anyhow?
Everybody they grab, everybody they land grab, Everybody they gather.
They
No
collect
rule.
they collect oil. They
You
collect
get
oil block like biscuits.
you get,
Yes,
get
so.
over time. You now legitimized. You now became a corporation. You now hired some
He's not
lawyers.
He's not legitimized. He's not legitimized. What happened over time is that the people that have done all that stealing, they now look at it that we can't allow all these people to
How do we
get to.
You
protect
get
ourselves?
We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to protect what we have stolen,
yeah,
they
and we
block.
yeah,
now so
yeah.
that we will always remain here in society.
Exactly. They now block. And they now block. They now stop the new guys from also finding ways and solutions to their problems. Do you get?
Of course.
So you know say
Of
you
course.
know say
Because
say
see,
the old
because
money. Say the
yeah,
person worked hard. What do you mean work hard? Like but the history is
But
there.
you know
They
what's
stole.
interesting?
Still stole.
But
yeah,
you know what's interesting?
the conspiracy theory that they do not want Newcastle to sign players. Me, I believe it too.
No, the challenge, Gogo, is that Newcastle are not going to a place where a lot of players are willing to cause a problem to move to them. They have not really gotten there. Or Isak did it, but they have not really gotten there, right? And the interesting thing with these people that have stolen and then they now protect their and stop other people from doing the same they did. With the league, it was a lot of the smaller teams that kept voting in meetings to try and stop the big teams. It was a lot of this when they do all this their managerial club meetings where 14 have to vote. It was a lot of the smaller teams that kept voting. Okay, on this vote we picked. They did not because they were small teams. They thought that
Yeah,
this is how we protect ourselves. They didn't know that tomorrow one oil rich man can come and buy you too, and then you now want to
exactly.
spend.
Oh, yeah. You
So it
don't want
was
to
a
go
lot of
against
them.
what you said you should do. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Like, for example, now, when Chelsea were signing players and giving them 9 years and doing all this, it was a lot of these teams that went to the meeting and voted and said, no, you can't sign, you can't do more than 5 years contract. You can't. In the future now, you might now be in a position where you want to do the same thing, where you feel like, that would be the solution. No. But now you can't do it.
yeah.
Because you have gone and voted against it. So it's funny. I feel for especially Newcastle because they have the money to spend. Newcastle in one window would have bought Isak, they would have bought everybody. You did the same way Chelsea did in 2004.
Bro.
So you get
Thank
in
God,
that
though.
regard, I feel for them.
Thank God, though.
Which is where you give
But
Eddie Howe a lot of credit because what's that guy's name that's very tall in their team? Dan Burn. He still plays Dan Burn. Yes, Dan Burn works hard, but I'm sorry. You give Eddie Howe a lot of credit. He has done really, really well. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That money try.
I don't know if you guys saw that. Amanda Babe, the former that
Bro.
left. You saw her interview.
yeah.
Top
Yeah.
notch. That baby is top notch. Top
She's
stuff.
married with kids. Thank you. She's married with kids.
That one, but she's top stuff. Top stuff. You get top stuff. You get.
What do you guys think about the treatment of Nuno, and do you wish him well?
My brother.
No, what's it
You said
concern me?
wait, it concern me. However,
they pay him in severance.
however,
You see, sorry, why I'm never worried about, people, football fans do this thing where when they sack a manager, people say, hey, they've sacked him. And Nigerians do it, they sacked him. Bro, have you seen the contract? Like, this people's contract is bulletproof. Like they sacked him. I heard that Raheem Sterling and Chelsea, they say, hey, Chelsea calling him, say, let's terminate your contract. Say, terminate waiting. 30 million pounds on the 30 million pounds on the contract. If now you come, are you crazy?
terminate what? Terminate. You don't know terminate.
I'm here. 30 million pounds, bro. Do you know what it means, for a 20-something year old,
Oh my God.
right? 29-year-old, 28-year-old, to reach a point in his life, right, where he doesn't have much to offer again in terms of this football, but he has a guaranteed 30 million pounds. Bro, some top footballers might
So
never ever
you
make that
guys
kind of amount
gave
of money in their
Sterling
life.
that contract because it was the start of the rebuild, Abi. Because I don't
Right.
understand how
No,
you
no,
gave him a 4-year
And
it
as
was
deal.
the
far as
Abramovich
the
administration
trade
now.
laws are concerned, labor laws are
Tuchel
concerned,
signed.
that money
Tuchel
is
signed
guaranteed.
Sterling now. It was the Abramovich administration now. After they signed Kai
It was
Havertz,
like the last signings towards the end.
exactly.
This
After they
network,
signed Kai Havertz,
choke.
ZH and all those people the season before, that season
Stop
that the
uploading
sanction
that
happened,
thing.
going into that season, yeah. Tuchel bought Sterling. I remember very well because we had Kai Havertz. Tuchel has thrown Tammy Abraham out of the team. He had thrown, I think, even Lukaku out of the team at that time. We said, Papa, we don't get striker, we don't get midfielder. He went and bought Sterling. At the time, I remember saying, maybe I can understand he's trying to add goals into the team. But Sterling is not the guy, even though he scored a lot of goals at Man City, he's not the guy that creates the goals himself. He arrives where the ball comes to him and then he scores. So
Yeah,
when you don't have
the ball is walked. You walk. Yeah.
to him, you don't have a midfield that can move you, and then you went and bought Sterling. So it was Tuchel now. So it was at that administration. It was about one of the last signings that he did before the sanction came down. So it was always, and Abramovich era. We are coming from Man City. It was a big contract. He is still currently the highest earner at Chelsea, the highest earner.
Yeah.
So he's always going to be difficult. But what I know is that Sterling, for me, I like Sterling. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He goes about his business. I'm very sure that even though he's going to hold out, they're going to pay him his contract significant amount. I think they will come to an agreement because again, he would want to play. Even though he won't go to the World Cup or anything, he would want to play. So I know.
Trust me. What's he playing for? Want to play what?
No, you're a
Baba
footballer.
na black man. He go do it. No, the why we will do what Adebayo did with Tottenham.
My brother, my own is that Cole Palmer is not back. I've not seen him in training. What's going on?
When I get what's that boy name?
I beg.
You have Estabao now, so
Don't be only Estebao. You don't know Steven
you have
Pina.
Estabao. You have João Pedro.
Don't know Steven Pina. I need Cole Palmer back.
This guy network.
Back.
What's in there happen like?
He's a formidable team. He's smart now. Liam Delap now. I see updates now as we did this recording. Maresca Liam Delap is going to be out for 10 to 12 weeks. 10 to 12. So now, anyways, there's international break in October. There's international break in November. One has passed, so that's that's about 4 to 6 weeks out of that 12 weeks. But bro,
yeah,
you don't want to João Pedro playing every game. If anything do João Pedro now, we're cooked.
How are you cooked? That's the thing with the Chelsea team. You guys have signed so many players, but the team still looks light. How? I don't understand it.
What are you saying? João Pedro is our first choice striker. Liam Delap, as the other side, is injured. If anything do João Pedro that, if anything happen to Mo Salah and Isak, are you not cooked? Talk. Are you not?
We're not cooked because we can still play. We can still play Chiesa
for Salah position.
Chiesa.
Now Chiesa will give you what Salah they give you. Make thunder.
Ngomoa. We go play
Play somebody there. Of course, you will play somebody there, but you are cooked.
No, what I'm saying is that your team, guy, you have Garnacho. You just go Garnacho. How you cooked?
You know the guy with that talk.
If anything, Garnacho now.
If anything, João Pedro now. What
top player?
Bro, you have Garnacho, bro. You have Pedro Neto.
Garnacho go play 9.
Guy, you play Pedro Neto there. You have Gittins. What are you saying?
No wonder. I don't worry. I know what you
Garnacho.
Guy, you have a team.
Antasa.
You have
Antasa.
You have Kurela.
He said, if anything happens to Mo Salah, you play Chiesa there. Chiesa will say, even when he's fit, it's like he's not fit. He said you play him there.